Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on the mat today for another yoga class. Today we are continuing our chakra series, that being the Solar Plexus Chakra for today, also known as Manipura. It is the third primary chakra according to Vedic tradition, and in anatomical terms, the solar plexus refers to the network of sympathetic nerves in the abdomen. It is located behind the stomach and supplies information to abdominal organs. And in Sanskrit, the name Manipura translates to city of jewels or lustrous gem. You can imagine this energy center as the keeper of fiery qualities like confidence, strength, determination, and personal power. The solar plexus chakra resides above your navel in your upper abdomen. It's the third chakra, following the root and sacral chakras. Being associated with the element of fire, this chakra embodies qualities of warmth, transformation, and inner power. The color associated with the solar plexus is yellow. You can visualize a vibrant yellow glow in this area during today's practice. It does play a crucial role in our spiritual and personal development, housing qualities like confidence, self-esteem, and determination. So when balanced, it empowers us to assert ourselves without aggression. But signs that the solar plexus chakra is imbalanced or blocked, you may experience symptoms such as low self-esteem, lack of confidence, digestive issues, or even feelings of powerlessness. That's what we will be focusing on for today's practice. We are just getting settled into the mat now. We will start. This is the skull shining breath technique, Kapalbhati, the breath of fire. Is you will inhale fully, and as you exhale, when you have about 15 to 20% of the air left in your body, you will sharply exhale. You will have a passive inhale, immediately following with another rapid exhale. So it will be a combination of those things, and so when it's put together, it will be rapid and it will sound like with a breath retention on the final exhale. We'll be doing about 44 breaths per round. We'll go ahead and get started breathing in, and as you exhale, about 15% left, you will sharply exhale the rest, passive inhale, and continue that rhythm. Again, slight breath retention at the top, just a few seconds. As you exhale, getting ready for the next round, and beginning with that exhale. On that final exhale, holding your breath. Engaging a stomach vacuum if that is part of your practice, totally fine if not. Inhaling again, relaxing that breath. Going for the exhale in the final round, starting again. And holding on that last breath out. We'll be introducing a little bit of heat into this practice, rolling out the wrist, coming onto your heels, rolling in one way, then the other, clasping hands, making an infinity symbol, figure eight symbol. Before dropping down, putting your hands directly in front of your knees. You'll go ahead and rock back and forth, stretching the wrists, thumbs facing towards each other. And keep rocking back and forth, staying on the heels, going as far forward as is comfortable for your hands and wrists. Continuing to flow back and forth. Go ahead and turn the thumbs towards the top of the mat, externally rotating the hands, continuing to rock back and forth. Go ahead, sit on your knees after rocking back, coming into wide child's pose. Just getting ready for the practice ahead of you. Responsibilities or plans for later in the day, they are not here on the mat. You can forget about those. They will be there when you're done. Just enjoying the moment. The breath, the most important part. Slow, rhythmic, steady breaths. If you find that you're out of breath or you can't keep your breath and you've gone a little bit too far, pull back just a little bit for this practice today. Otherwise, coming up onto hands and knees for tabletop pose, we will be doing cat-cow pose. Inhaling, dropping the belly, opening the collarbones, gaze forward. Exhaling, pushing into the hands, rounding the back, looking towards your navel. Flowing through cat and cow with your breath. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, opening through the heart. Exhaling, pushing through the hands, rounding the back, looking to the navel. Now to our thread the needle pose. Flow, right hand to the middle of the mat, left arm opening up on the inhale. Exhaling, threading the needle underneath, left shoulder, left ear on the ground. Breathing in, opening up, breathing out, threading the needle. Continuing to flow back and forth. And switching sides, left hand down, right arm opening up on the inhale. Exhaling down to thread the needle, right shoulder down, right ear down. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, folding down. Inhaling up, continuing this flow. And next we will be moving into our balancing table pose, knee with knee to nose. Finish up this last round of the thread the needle pose before coming back into tabletop, extending left arm and right leg back on the inhale. Exhaling, bringing them together at the midline, left elbow to right knee. Inhaling, extending, exhaling, contracting and bringing in, slight arch to the back, but keep shoulders and hips level. Shoulder over wrist, hip over knee, switching sides. Right arm forward, left leg back on the inhale. Exhaling to connect at center. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, right elbow to left knee. Maintaining that flat back as much as you can. Continuing to flow with the breath, most importantly. Finishing up this last round before coming into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. We'll stay here for just a few breaths. Especially if this is your first downward dog of the day. Making sure to open up through the back, pressing through the hands, lifting into the hips, glutes towards the sky, and then pressing down into the heels. Moving into your revolved downward facing dog. Left hand grabbing the outside of the right foot, ankle, or shin, looking underneath your right armpit, towards the side of the room, or maybe even up towards the sky if you want to make it a little bit more intense. Staying strong through your right hand and arm, pushing through the shoulder, strong through the upper back. Go ahead and move into Wild Thing pose, left leg up and over, bent leg, toes on the mat, right leg straight, right arm straight and underneath you, left arm above your head. And on your next breath in, bringing that left leg, left knee up, breathing out, bringing foot to the top of the mat. You can stop in downward dog if necessary, otherwise that left leg forward in between your hands. Before our warrior one pose, breathing in, lifting the arms up, back foot down, left foot, left leg 90-degree angle. On your breath in, interlocking hands behind your back, opening through the collarbones, before breathing out and diving down into humble warrior, Baddha Virabhadrasana. And on your breath in, coming up, exalting the warrior, reversing, right hand to back leg, left arm above. And on your next exhale, windmilling the arms down, coming back into downward facing dog. We'll hang out here for a few breaths before switching sides. Go ahead and pedal out those feet, see how that side feels compared to the start of our practice. And widening the feet a little bit, grabbing the outside of the left foot, ankle, or shin with the right hand, twisting towards the opposite side of the mat. Sticking with the twist, staying long through the spine. Twisting a little bit further as you exhale. Before coming into our Wild Things pose, right leg up and behind you, leg bent, left leg straight and stable, left hand under left shoulder, right arm above you, looking up, pushing into the glutes. And on your next breath in, bringing that right knee up, breath out, stepping it between your hands at the top of the mat for your warrior one, finding your stability. Before dropping that back foot, breathing in, lifting up, arms up, staying strong through both legs, weight evenly distributed. And breathing in, clasping hands behind the back, opening the chest, breathing out, diving forward and down for humble warrior. On your next breath in, coming up and reversing the warrior. Left arm to back leg, right hand up and over, opening up towards the side of the mat, feeling that stretch in your right side body. Before breathing out, windmilling the arms forward and down, coming into our tabletop pose, but with knees up. So you'll be in your normal tabletop, knees will be hovering slightly off the ground, maintaining hips over knees and shoulders over hands. Staying here, you can watch me for our next pose. It is a step through. It is going to get the heart rate up, get you moving a little bit. For our first one, you keep your left hand on the ground, right arm will come up, right foot will step outside of where your right hand was, and then you will kick your left leg through. Coming back to down dog before switching sides, left leg forward, right foot coming forward and through. Stepping back, continuing to flow with these step throughs. Right side, left side. Trying to keep it as smooth and quiet as you can. Steady, practiced moves flowing with your breath. It might be a little bit faster than me, it might be slower than me. Listening to your body and moving for where you are. Be continuing this motion, continuing this movement, feeling that heart rate rising. Might start breathing a little hard, but that's the point. Just make sure this breath remains steady. Continuing to hop forward, stepping through before hopping back. And one more round before meeting in downward facing dog, finishing up whatever side you're on, pedaling out through the feet, enjoying this rest. I know it's hard, you're doing amazing. Keep it up. And your next breath in, coming to a reverse tabletop pose. Fingers will be pointing towards the heels, hands placed behind you, feet a couple inches apart, lifting up through the glutes, active through the glutes, upper thighs twisting towards each other, maintaining that connection, knees not splaying out wide. Head up or down, whichever is most comfortable for you. I find head up to be most common for people. Before coming down onto your back for bridge pose, heels closer towards the glutes, rising through the hips, again maintaining those upper thighs together, space between chest and chin, feeling a wonderful activation in the lower back, posterior chain. And if it's in your practice, moving into a shoulder stand, otherwise staying in bridge pose, lifting the hips up, lifting the legs up as much as you can, stacking heels over hips, hips over shoulders. Probably won't be perfect, but moving in that general direction with the option for bound angle legs as well. Maintaining hands on lower back, offering stability and support. And if you're still following along and desire more, moving into your plow pose, halasana. Very important to maintain pressure off of the neck, space between chin and chest, before slowly rolling vertebrae by vertebrae down. On your inhale, bringing knees into chest, exhaling, extending legs away from you. Continuing to flow with your breath, inhaling, knees draw in, exhaling, extending legs away from you, hovering above the ground before inhaling and returning them to center. Continuing to inhale and exhale with this flow. Feeling your breath, lower back on the ground. One more round before staying with knees to chest. Rocking back and forth. Any little movements that feel good for you. We'll be doing some circles with our knees next. You'll start with your knees together, and on the inhale, you will extend your knees away from you, exhaling, separating the knees and bringing them back towards the chest to meet. Before inhaling, pushing knees away from you. Exhaling, separating the knees out wide into a circle, connecting them before breathing in, pushing them away from you. Continuing to flow with these circles in one direction. Keep with the same direction before switching to the other direction, maintaining the breath flow, moving with the breath. Inhaling, knees together, bringing towards the chest. Exhaling, separating the knees, pushing them out and away from you before meeting the knees at their furthest point. Inhaling, bringing them close together. Continuing to flow. Finish up with one more round. Go ahead and rock up on your breath out, rocking back and forth. Massaging the spine as you go, rolling back and forth along the spine, listening to your body, whatever feels good. And we'll do 2 more of these rock and rolls before coming into our boat pose. You will take your hands, fingertips together in front of you. We will start by dropping them down to your left side outside your hip, bringing them over to the right side at your hip, up to eye level at the left, eye level at the right, above your head to the left, up above your head to the right, and reversing those directions. Top left, middle left, bottom right, and bottom left. From our boat pose, dropping your legs down, continue maintain straight legs. Left leg stays down, using your left hand, grabbing the outside of the right foot, extending right arm back, looking back, keeping that right leg as straight as you can, lifting through the crown of your head, and maintaining your breath. Slow, steady breaths. Dropping your right knee, folding forward, letting the spine round a little bit. Straightening the back as you inhale, rounding a little bit more as you exhale. And on your next breath in, coming to the opposite side for a revolved heron pose, Parivrita Krunchasana. So on your next breath in, grabbing outside of left foot with right hand, straightening left leg, left arm behind you, looking over left fingertips. It can be a very intense stretch, so listen to your body. A bend in the knee, bend in both knees is more than acceptable. Wherever your practice is at, it might be more flexible than mine, it might be less flexible. We are all on our own journey. Coming back into staff pose Dandasana. Shaking out the limbs, shaking out the arms, the legs, before dropping those hands for staff pose. And next breath in, moving to our upward plank pose, Purvottanasana. You'll keep your hands where they are, maybe a little bit behind you, moving them back a little bit, before lifting the glutes, trying to touch the soles of the feet to the ground, maintaining a straight line from toes to shoulders. Before dropping down, left leg out to the side, right leg bent, right foot to left inner thigh. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling to fold over the left leg. It's okay for the spine to round a bit here. Inhaling, growing taller on the breath in, exhaling, letting your spine round towards the knee. Your next breath in, moving into sage twist pose. The right sole of the foot will come to the ground. You will keep it as close to your hips as you can before leaning forward and wrapping your right arm around the right leg towards your back, and if possible, binding with your left hand behind the back, otherwise grabbing wherever is accessible and staying wherever feels good. Enjoying the stretch. One more round of breath before coming to our twisted pose, Vakrasana. Right sole of the foot to the ground outside the left thigh, right hand behind you, inhaling left arm up, exhaling left elbow outside of right knee. Left hand grabbing right foot for the full expression of the practice, but that can be quite intense, so wherever your body is saying today. Before coming back to your upward plank pose, inhaling, extending the glutes up, soles of the feet to the ground. Staying here for just a moment and then switching to your other side, head to knee pose, your right leg extended, left leg bent, sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Moving around whatever movements feel natural as you inhale, arms up, exhale, bend over the right leg. One more round of breath before planting the left sole of the foot on the ground, close to your hip as you can, reaching forward, wrapping left arm outside of left leg for your bind if possible. Feel free to use any straps if needed, if you desire, but none needed for practice. binding behind your back or grabbing your shirt, pants, mat. One more cycle of breath before bringing that left foot over the right side of the body, left hand behind you. Breathing in, right arm up. Breathing out, right elbow outside of left thigh. Again, grabbing for the foot if that's in your practice. On your next breath out, coming down to your back with bent legs for a little bridge pose flow. Moving into your bridge position as you breathe in, interlocking hands, extending them up and over your head. Exhaling and simultaneously dropping hips and arms. Continuing to flow back and forth. Inhaling, hips and arms raise. Exhaling, hips and arms drop. And on your next breath in, arms out wide to a T, legs bent 90 degrees above. As you exhale, dropping both legs to one side. Inhaling up, exhaling, dropping to the other side. Inhaling, legs up, exhaling to the other side. Inhaling up, exhaling down to opposite. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Last pose, finish strong, you're doing amazing. We'll go ahead and do one more round before exhaling, coming down into Shavasana, final resting pose. You've done some amazing work today, opening the body, opening the mind, working on this solar plexus chakra. Take up as much space as you need, arms out wide, legs falling out as well. You've earned this, the most important part of the practice outside of the breath itself. Letting your body acclimate to the practice that you've given it, its new range of motion. Enjoying the peace inside. We'll be here for just a few minutes. Enjoy it, and I will call you back when it's time to finish. We'll go ahead and start wiggling fingers and toes, stretching arms up above your head, stretching out, nice deep morning stretch. Enjoying the practice that you made for yourself today, the time that you carved out for yourself. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, there's plenty more where that came from. Hope you have an amazing and blessed rest of your week. And until next time, namaste.